Sir Rihab Faisal is an extraordinary mentor, a great pillar of support, and an epitome of strength to many students around the country. He is known as the jack of all trades, given his ability to teach a slew of subjects and be successful at all of them while still managing to climb up the corporate ladder at a multinational firm. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we warmly invite the founder of Advi Academy on stage, Mr. Rihab Faisal.
Thank you, Yumna. It's been a very long time since I took the podium, to be very honest. And I remember the schooling days where, we've been making speeches. I remember once the stage was actually very dark and the spotlight was on us, and then I fell off the stage as well. So those memories actually come back. I'm going after two of the greats, O-Level Plus, and back-to-back massive speeches delivered. One even cried his heart out like a baby. But truth be told, we'll come back to that. But of course, I can't top that speech. But I have a few things to say of my own accord to a lot of people who are very important. I hope I don't start crying like Rizlan. He's a softie, right? Most of you, on the outside, he puts this stone, wall of like sarcasm and all of that. But inside, he's just as soft as Shazran sir is, right? Okay, so guests of honor, parents, students, award winners, ladies and gentlemen, right? Good afternoon to every one of you, and thank you so much for gracing us with your honorable presence here today in our annual O-Level Plus Awards. I'm not going to take too long, but I'll try my best to keep it as short as possible. This is a dream. Now, Rizlan will actually say things about this. I'm giving you a disclaimer. But this is a dream that I've been dreaming about for a very, very long time, to be very honest. I think I've told about these in classes, if at all, right? From the time I was in school, this has always been a dream to host an award ceremony of my own, award ceremony of this caliber, where students come in, walk in, take gold medal after gold medal after gold medal, and then student of the awards, badge top awards, university entrances. This is the caliber. And this is a dream I've been having for a very long time. I will start off with my strength, right? I'll give you a bit of intro, and then I will come to the present and hopefully the future as well. My family, going after Rizlan, right? But just as much as it is for Shazran sir and Rizlan sir. Sorry, I keep calling Rizlan as Rizlan because I know him, unfortunately, for a very long time. So the sir doesn't come. Shazran sir, of course, I knew him for the last 4 years, but the fellow has actually become like an elder brother now, unfortunately, right? Okay, so my family has been my pillar of success. For those of you who think, parents, they discourage us, they tell us to, like every time you're in the phone, the major thing that they will be telling you is, go do something useful, right? Instead of just kota innathuva, right? There will come a time, guys, when, they grow old and you can actually tell the same thing back to them. The parents will be on the phone and then you can come and say, Umma, do something useful take a book and study without actually being on the phone. That such a day will come, but you have to earn it, guys, because if you don't, the broomstick only will follow, right? I've told you guys this. My family has been my biggest strength. My father is a former principal of Hamid Al Hussaini College. And from the time we were small, we've always looked up to him, the 4 siblings. Most of his weekends, he's never home, Saturdays and Sundays. Some of my awards also he misses actually. When I was small, I never understood the gravity of, being a teacher. Sometimes, he will miss weddings, he will miss funerals, and I'm like, come on, right? Who would miss a wedding? Food, free food, right? Sorutan mukkiyam, they say. But the man never comes to any of that. And today, I am unfortunately in the same place, right? It's been a very long time since I've attended a wedding, actually, and funerals, only if it's close, we actually go, right? So I understand his perspective. He's a person who has actually sacrificed his entire life to all of his students for more than, 50 years, I think, right? So thank you, Dad, for that. And thank you for being that example. For my sister, myself, and the 2 younger ones after us. You've always been that role model we've always looked up to, even though I haven't said it enough, right? I think 2 days ago also I had a massive disagreement with him, but I've never said this enough, right? He is and always will be our biggest role model. My mom is my next biggest pillar. When I think about my childhood, a lot of people ask, how is your English so proficient? What are the schools you went? To be honest, it's not about the school. It's not about your teacher even, to be honest. It's about your mother, right? For me, every single time we go to a bookshop, this woman actually, takes those books and puts it into the bag without dad noticing. We didn't have that much money at that time, so we couldn't afford all of the books. But she ensured that we had cupboards and cupboards filled with storybooks. So more than the movies we watched or the Big Boss and all these things that you all watch, I've always told you not to watch those. Yes, read books. That is where your vocabulary improves. When it comes to our younger siblings, right, the number of books I think me and my elder sibling has read may be much more than what our younger siblings have read actually, which is why we always say that their vocabulary is not as good as ours. Kidding, right? To him, sir, you all know, right? Okay. But they have also followed in our wake, right? My younger siblings have also followed in our wake, and I'm grateful for having a family like this. My elder sister has, I think some of you all know her story, but I don't think you all know that it's her. She's the one who actually wanted to, go to NASA. That small ages dwelling, the one who says science is my passion. I usually copy whatever she does when I was small. So whenever she says, I want to be an astronaut, I'm like, okay, me also, right? Yeah, and then she's like, I want to be a pilot. I'm like, a pilot, me also, right? And then you go on to basically understand that you have to do maths for A-levels to become a pilot, and no, that's not something that I would like doing, right? So anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is, guys, I wouldn't be here standing in front of you like this without my father, for all of what he did for the last, decades and decades, for all the sweat and blood that he has shed. Thank you so much. We are here because of you. And my mom, even though I think if there is anyone in this life, in my life, that I've fought with the most, two people come into place. That is my mom, first. Second is Rizlan, right? Every day. So maybe if I get married, maybe she will overpass both. But we'll see if I ever get married, right? So my mom, every day more or less, I always fight with her. Not as in scolding her or anything, but just the friendly, She's the closest one I've had to, everything. From the time I was small, I always used to lie in her lap, and I always tell her stories, some of which may be true, may be lies, I don't know. She believes every single one of them, and she's always been there. So, I don't know. Why did I start teaching? That is a question I want to answer here, to be very honest. Every time we are in the house, right, my parents always talk about how education is a business. Education is a business. People just look at it in the terms of money. We have multiple schools. Where are the results? Isn't that the question that everyone should ask ourselves? Where's the results? Where's the A's? Where's the university entrances? That is something that my parents have been telling us from the time we were small, right? That education has to be number one priority no matter whatever happens in life. You might have your Sudus and your Kalus, but education is always number one priority. You forget that is the end of your life. That is the lesson that those two, my parents, actually taught me, and which is why, more or less, I started teaching. Because every time now I go home and Mama says, you are killing yourself, you're earning enough. Why are you just Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Why are you doing this, right? Get married, have kids, be happy. I'm like, I am happy, right? And then the only thing I tell her is, look, Ma, from the time we were small, you and Dada always used to scold the education system. Always, right? In terms of saying, there is no results, whatevers and whatever nots. I have met two. I had the fortune, I had the, luck, fortune, coincidence, whatever it is. Or maybe it's destiny. I had the fortune or the misfortune actually, of meeting these two, right? Who actually have similar viewpoints, just like I have. Rizlan, I met him in A-levels, right? And it's been a long ride from then. But over the years, I've always thought, I don't think that's really a coincidence. He came from another school to join DS. I came from another school to join DS. We hated each other. He was a very arrogant guy. right? Very stubborn. Didn't look like this also, was very ugly back then. Still is ugly, right? But we bonded over many things which may sound crazy if I say it now. But over the years, I think it's been a decade. Right? It's been a decade, or I don't know, even more or less, I don't know. But that friendship is something that I value a lot, to be very honest, because he has that similar viewpoint of, education should not just be doing classes or charging fees or just, our responsibility does not end in the classroom. Our responsibility is this. This is what we showed last year. This is what we have shown this year. We have not only scolded you, we have pushed you, we have, I don't know, emotionally blackmailed you into taking A's, right? So many of you 9 A's will actually agree, so many of you A's will agree. I mean, talked about your parents, what the sacrifice they do. If you're here actually on that stage, obviously, all of that credit, obviously, should, in addition to going to you, should actually go to your teachers and definitely your parents who are standing here today. So talking about the trio, it was actually a very, incidental, I don't know, this thing. He pulled me into teaching, I don't know, a few years ago. I was not at all a teacher. I always looked at Dad and was like, I don't want to waste my weekends like him. My God. I didn't understand why he did it, but now I do. I was always like, no, teaching is not for me. This guy somehow or the other managed and pulled me into this institute called Hazan that we did back in Kolannava. Vellampitiya, sorry. The way he pulled me in also was like, Ade, somebody is going, another teacher is going, these children are going to be left alone. Sin, no, please come, please come. And I was like, I actually fell for that. Right now I realize I fell for that. Either way, he's the one who pulled me into teaching. Years later, we met your favorite teddy bear, right? Shazran sir. To be honest, this guy is one of the nicest and kindest people I've ever met, right? Even for his enemies, people who actually put him down in life, this guy will be like, no, Machan, sin, Machan, we have to look after them, Machan. So he has a very big heart, right? I think he is the glue that actually glues all three of us with his massive heart, right? One of the kindest people I've known. So this trio actually works very well. You would have seen. I mean, we have done things that I think nobody else in this island has done. Not only have we produced results, we've actually brought them on stage in BMICH. We have actually applauded it. We're giving you memories to hold forever, right? I think that definitely deserves a round of applause from you guys, right? Yes. I think that's my cue to wrap up, but very quickly, I'm going to summarize all of what I've been saying. Family is important. Your parents are important. You have no idea how important they are. You will probably know only when you lose them. So don't wait. My biggest fear in life is that, I will, I don't want to say it, but, that whatever that I want to accomplish in life, I want to accomplish when they are there. So that they can share in that happiness with me till the very end, right? Make sure you guys take your parents seriously as well. At this age, I mean, yeah, they'll scold, whatever. But in the end of the day, it is because they want a better future. They're here for you, right? It's a weekday. Fathers have actually cut their officers, they've cut their businesses. They are here because of you. Mothers, it's the only job that actually works 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. They're not paid. The only payment they get is when their child comes up here and sheds tears like a softie, right? But believe me, I've never seen Rizlan cry, never. I have known him for more than a decade, and if he's doing that on stage, despite all his antics about how he's a very rough person, that actually means a lot. I'm trying my best to hold back my tears because I don't want to look like a softie after him, right? So yeah, okay. So take your parents seriously. That's very important. That is the biggest message I need to give you. You will also find friends. Some friends will actually take you down. There are so many issues today, Make sure you judge your friends correctly. Don't fall down the wrong path. Some friends will take you, to the sky. So find, hopefully, you also have that luck, that fortune, or that destiny to find such friends, right? And a family, right? With regards to me, I have an amazing mom, an amazing dad, an amazing elder sister, right? and an amazing younger sister and a younger brother who are following in our wake. Actually, they will be there very soon, right? They've already accomplished pretty much more than what we've accomplished, I think, in terms of education. And then we've also got amazing brothers-in-laws. So your family is very important. Second, your friends are very important. If you hold true, if you hold that dear to your heart, guys, I'm sure there's nothing that can stop you, right? No matter what disagreements that come. I fought with Rizlan last night also. Shazran actually came in the middle and was like, here, we have an awards tomorrow. You need to settle this. And then we pulled off that Suku coffee thing, that was legendary. So the trio has lasted this long. You might think we are actually the best of friends, but we have a lot of fights, to be very honest. Some are very ugly, yeah. But we always come back. We always bond together, and it always comes back. So find friends like that. If you don't, hopefully my wish also is that you will also have such. Make sure whatever family you have, treasure it. Make sure you treasure your friendships as well. And always don't forget, education has to be number one priority. I won't be here without it. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, sir, for those inspiring and loving words.